Hello everybody and welcome to qualifying for the heats of your Simraceway midweek World Touring Car Championship. It's been a great championship so far, and this is the first time we've actually live streamed the heats. So we've all seen the events on Sunday and on a Thursday where the drivers compete for either cash prizes or on our free-to-play championship, just bragging rights. Now we see something totally different. This is what happens before the championship. So how the drivers get their spots in our 14 car grids and how they all compete it and leave it all out on the racetrack for a chance under the spotlights in the big time, where all the skill points, all the hard work, all of the dedication gets really seen as how much these drivers do put in, because in the races you just see the end product. This is very much a development. This the race before the race, almost the calm before the storm, although it's more like the storm before the storm. So a quick update on positions at the moment. We'll run through the format a bit later on as well. But right now, Garge is currently our provisional pole sitter. A Costa in second. Diamondback's in P3. The Flow is in fourth. Tomcat is in P5. Arrowsworks is in sixth. Seventh is Popo CZ. Eighth place and slowing down is WTTN M1. Ninth is Smarties World. 10th Kobayashi. 11th Bolinas. 12th Great Northern. 13th Tribal 556. And that rounds out your grid for the qualifying session. So you've seen the cars, which are obviously the 2011 World Touring Car Championship contenders. So the Volvo, the Chevrolet, the BMW and the Seat, all of which could be used here today. Most drivers seeming to go for the Volvo though. It's definitely been the car of choice. A few BMWs and a couple of Chevrolets as well. And the venue, Zandvoort. Now where have we seen some fantastic Zandvoort action before? The answer, back with the Formula 3 cars, we've seen the Mitsubishi Evos give a right go around here as well. This track really is a difficult one. The last time we saw this championship was at the Assen circuit. The TT is so difficult to get it right, and now we see something entirely different indeed. Zandvoort, much more a racer's circuit. It encourages drivers to push that extra mile. The unique blend of corners, the fast straights and very daunting chicanes make this very, very difficult indeed. And we'll see who will be able to topple it come the end of the session. So it is in Garge, as we say, that currently leads it at the moment. Second place A Costa, third is Diamondback, fourth Tomcat 458, and the Flow is currently in fifth position. Arrowsworks is sixth, seventh Popo, eighth place WTTN M1, ninth place Smarties, 10th Kobayashi, and 11th is Bolinas. So most drivers currently on a 143 to a 144. There's only 1 second separating first place to sixth, so a very, very tightly packed grid indeed. With the first heat earlier on is anything to go by, this one is going to be a real classic and could well see some unique features being carried on into the full race as well before. Of course, if you remember where we see the end products, we could see some of that form go over. If we see a driver performing well, then we could of course see them perform even better after having a huge sense of motivation and proudness and success during the heats. So a minute and a half remaining then. This is the reverse layout of Zandvoort as well. So just trying to do the extra challenge, and what makes this championship so unique is this heat's actually open to anyone. Regardless of what skill quant you're in, it's completely open. So open setup, open lobby. If you think you can challenge with the best, all you have to do is turn up for the qualifying session and see if you've got what it takes to make it through to the race day on Thursday, some of which have done that today. Many are regulars, but drivers like Great Northern and Tribal 556, who are pretty irregular to the competition cycle, are aiming to make their debuts here this week, providing all goes to plan. With 48 seconds left, we'll see just how much to plan. Their race is really going so far. 43 seconds until the checkered flag flies. And a couple of drivers still out on circuit looking to complete their times. Garge won't set another time then, so we are looking to the likes of A Costa to see what he can do. He's making his way towards the back end of the circuit now, which is very confusing, because what I really mean is technically the front end comes out the old turn number 2 and then back through turn. What a gracious circuit. This is being run in reverse as well. This looks absolutely great. Costa's looking pretty nice at the moment. And we'll see if this is going to be enough. He does need a whopping 0.3 of a second though to get himself on pole position. I don't really think he's got what it takes to do it. He's going through the hammerhead, And it must be so confusing for these drivers as well, having run this so many times in the way it's meant to be run, now having to run it backwards. All of that knowledge, all of that hard work and research into how to take every corner has now been completely put to rest. You've got to reset your mind, refocus your mind. If you don't, it's going to really confuse you. We're turning right when you should be turning left, and some very easy errors can be made as he makes his way towards the very front of the circuit. Out of the old turn number 4. Mind the apex there, through past the Red Bull tent on the side, and in towards that last corner, which is now a hairpin, making it so difficult to get a run to slide underneath. Look how much track space you've got. Is Acosta going to be able to make it stick or no? He's going to the line. Let's see if he can get through. He's been knocked down to third because Diamondback goes second, so he has to improve, and he doesn't. So Diamondback steals a second position. Is anyone else going to stop him? WTTN is making his way towards the end of the lap. He'll be the last driver to set a lap. Currently in 7th position. Will he get a top 5 out of this one or no? And he's on the grass slightly. That's going to jeopardise him big time. And because of that, there's no improvement. That will be a severe letdown. But Nganj takes pole. It's Diamondback that steals a front row position. So here we are then, the heats for the Simraceway Midweek World Touring Car Championship, with positions 1 to 3 advancing into the race tomorrow. So the question is, who is it going to be? We've got one of each manufacturer in the top 3, a Volvo of Engange on pole, Diamondback Chevy in second, and it costs us BMW in third as we run the reverse layout of Zandvoort now. A big start by the BMWs. Look at that, both BMWs into the lead. A Costa is flying ahead, but look at the flow who's taking the lead on the inside. Started 4th position, and now the flow excels into the lead of the race, followed by A Costa. Engange looks to try and stay with them in the pole-sitting Volvo, but that could all be turned around very, very soon as they make their way back through, of course, the reverse layout of this Zandvoort circuit. And look at them all now scramble for position. Keep an eye on Engange. You almost cut the corner there. Diamondback sneaks underneath, and the Chevrolet up into 3rd place now. So Engange, the pole-sitting Volvo, down to 4th and outside the bubble of promotion, essentially. WTCC gets to the inside, and is it going to be a little Volvo war? Look at the train of them as they all try and stay together. The BMWs, obviously the powerhouse is there, amazingly fast off the line. Now halfway around the first lap, the flow. Oh, he spun it. Has he lost it? Can he save it? No! The flow's at A Costa as well. There's carnage. And my goodness me, the heats have just been extremely fiery there. These are no longer heats. This is a forest fire. I cannot believe what I've just seen. Aaron's Works in last place now. Diamondback is in 11th. The Flow in 9th. A Costa in 7th. And it's the Volvo of WTCC 1 with the 2 Volvos behind of Tomcat and Popo CZ that pull away in towards the final corner for the first time. And what an opening lap that was. That was a racing fan's heaven, a racing driver's nightmare. And onto the main straight, Popo in 3rd has got a real shot here. Smarty's World outside the bubble at the moment, 5 seconds away. He's going to have to try and get some good laps in. Watch out for Engange as well. The man who started on pole down to P5, he knows he's quick. He's just got to get past Smarty's World, alleviate that pressure off his back. He's done so there due to a small error from the other Volvo, and now he can focus on the 3 same one-mate cars ahead of him to see if he can really stake his claim to the drivers in this matchup. Only 3 advance to the races tomorrow. Ooh, and he almost loses it again there. That's testament to how hard he's pushing, but my goodness me, that was absolutely extraordinary. You couldn't ask for more than that in an opening lap, could you? Engange now 4th, watch out for A Costa in 6th as well then. The BMW looking mighty powerful around this circuit. And now look at this then. Can Smarty's World maybe pull himself back? Or no, it's going to be a real touch and go situation, isn't it? What has A Costa got in store for the other drivers? Trying to maybe take a pass here on Smarty's World. A few lockups going in towards the latter end of this circuit. You can see the elevation changes are very difficult to deal with for these drivers. The top 3 still pulling away, and it's important now, in all honesty, for the top 3, as tempting as it is to duel away for the lead, don't. Just if you're in 2nd, stay in 2nd. This means nothing in terms of the championship, only that you qualify. If you're fighting with someone in 2nd, there is a much faster duo of cars, both advancing on you lap after lap. There is no point in squabbling amongst yourselves. Keep your head down and let the rest do the talking. Although Tomcat's trying to challenge for the lead there, and he's not been able to do so. This is important. These 2 cannot get in a squabble. If they do, they're already slower than both Engange and A Costa. Talking of whom, has just got his way past Smarty's World there. So Costa pushing on, and watch out for Smarty's trying to come back at him in the Volvo. The last thing that BMW needs right now is to see Smarty's World come right back on the assault. But I think meanwhile WTCC has got a real problem because himself and Tomcat just can't lay off each other. It's almost like they're two star-crossed lovers. They just want to spend as much time together as possible. And you just cannot separate them for love nor money. We're only on lap 3 of 13 and they're really giving it some welly, aren't they? I mean, Popo CZ, obviously WTTNN's teammate, will be the last person who wants to throw his name into the hat for a win here because his teammate's just ahead of him. That will mean perhaps making a risky pass ahead of his teammate. And Nganj reeling these guys in extremely quickly. We'll compare lap times in just a moment as I come towards the end of lap number 3. But this has been utterly fantastic racing from start to finish here at the opening laps. The best part is we've got a long way to go as well, with the Flow trying to push his way through the final corner there. Oh, and he's hit Smarty's well. Very, very lucky actually not to lose time, or massive amounts of time there. He's obviously lost a few seconds. But he lost an excessive amount, and that is absolutely vital. If he wants to get back into this race, he cannot be making those sorts of errors. A quick update on overall positions then whilst all this is going on. We've got Tomcat that leads, WTTNN second with his teammate Popo in third, Nganj fourth, Acosta in fifth place, Snarty's World sixth, The Flow seventh place, Kobayashi eighth, Ninth Arrows Works 10th, Bolinas 11th, Diamondback Tribal in 12th, Great Northern in 13th position. So still 13 runners going, no retirements just yet. Which is very encouraging, bearing in mind the amount of tragedy we saw on the opening lap. We couldn't quite get it done. I mean, there were so many cars spinning around and races that got turned upside down. And now another lap complete then. Tomcat through he goes. He'll set a time of a 1:44.2. 1:44.7 for WTTNN, 1:44.6 for Popo, and a 1:44.2 for Nganj. So we were right then. Nganj's Volvo is gaining on them. Although actually his lap was only 0.05 of a second quicker than the race leader. The rest of the drivers, he was much faster than, and that is already showing here. If you look at the shot of the three leaders in the background of almost everyone, you'll see that looming threat. Get the Jaws music out, because Nganj is on his way. Behind Acosta is on his way past the Flow. And we'll see if he can maybe start to apply a bit of pressure to Nganj, but it's going to take something special. And a little bit wide actually run Tomcat. WTTNN in second. Third is Popo. Still fourth in Nganj. Acosta dropping back a little there in fifth. But now Tomcat making his way through the back end of the circuit. He'll be back on the main straight very soon. And the three lead Volvos are starting to separate out. Not good news for Nganj. Very good news for the rest of the field, however, because it means that they won't be squabbling, and it means that Nganj has got a clear run of them. Instead of having to take them all on at once, he can separate them out, take them into a corner, and then do what he needs to do without really being looked on or run the risk of a massive group collision. And a bit further back as well, we've got a battle with Kobayashi and Arrowsworks. And I mean, we'll see how that develops. There's no real guarantee it's going to, but the two Volvos are reasonably close together. And it doesn't mean, however, that the battles won't be that important. Obviously, only the top 3 qualified, but they do still want to get themselves ahead and make sure that they're in the right frame of mind for maybe this weekend's competitions or next weekend as it stands. We'll keep you updated on that a bit later. Tomcat still now with quite a dominant lead. He's got 1.5 seconds over WTTN M1 at the moment, so it is expanding. So Nganj, Acosta still could be together at the moment, but at the moment it looks to me, in all honesty, that Nganj is slipping slightly. Yes, he's got the gap down to 1.9. Is it going to be enough for 144.2 and a 144.6, so another 4 tenths quicker. So Tomcat's still in control. WTTN still there. Popo still in 3rd place. Nganj in 4th. And what Nganj is really trying to do is separate Popo from the rest and make the pass. But right now he's losing time and it's too quickly. He's got over half the race left to go. And he's only 5.7 seconds away from Tomcat 458, which is not good news for him at all, because that gap's going to keep expanding as the race session goes on. Popo's still very much a threat in this one though, in that 3rd Volvo. We'll see what Nganj is capable of as the race does draw to a close. About 10 minutes to go here. The race session. But it has been confirmed then, so we do have a break this weekend, so the drivers getting their last taste of competitive action potentially for about a week or so. Well, obviously we had that missed week due to a bit of a web error. But luckily it's all been sorted. I think it was to do with the certificate, but it has all been cleared up now. So we're just getting back onto schedule again. Obviously the dates run a little bit wild, so we're getting ourselves nice and settled down. We're heading into the winter months, and I say settled down, and the track action will be hotter than ever. However, the temperature outside will be a bit colder. On track, much, much hotter. Let's see now then what Nganj can do. He's really reeled in Pop over the last couple of laps. Going to be enough for a move. I mean, again, almost 5 tenths of a second faster there into the 143s. He really is flying now. Nganj looking much more dangerous than he was a couple of laps ago. Oh, and he's gone wide. Popo goes wide, and that is a VIP pass to the race tomorrow for Nganj. Thank you very much then, says Nganj. Popo will be shaking his head with that one, just pushed a bit too much. Now what has Popo got left in the tank? Can he come back in Nganj before it's too late? He knows how much faster Nganj is. If he can't get a move done before the end of this lap time, he's going to really lose some momentum. And the chance of a counter-attack is swiftly disappearing into the distance, isn't it? Down in towards the back end of the circuit again, and Popo is trying to sound still on him. But he's just not able to convert it into a manoeuvre just yet. He needs that pit straight to provide the speed, the momentum shift. Nganj over the line, a 143.9 and a 145.1. That's the amount of time it cost Popo. Well over a second. Acosta now then. Maybe trying to hit this up. There's still plenty of time left. Popo still staying with Nganj. He's not letting him go entirely, is he? I mean, Nganj is only about a second clear. It's not like he's pulling away streets. And back to the 2 leaders though. I think they've got this all sorted out, haven't they? They know that they just want to get themselves into the race. They don't want to fight over true honours, because saying at the end of a race, if you finish 8th place and WTTN for instance finished 7th, saying that Tomcat won the heat wouldn't really be much in terms of bragging rights, because it's the race that really counts. Look at this, and a bit further back there we've got Smarties World in 6th, Acosta 7th, Arrows Works in 8th. This one right down towards the back of the field. And we'll see what maybe Acosta can do, of course, recovering after storming into 2nd place at the turn number 1 of the first lap. Oh, and a bit of a fight there. They're 3 wide almost on the exit of the corner, and Acosta loses out. Arrows Works now on the outside of Smarties, a really impressive piece of driving there from Arrows Works. And can he get to the inside or not? The answer's not quite into that final corner. Well covered by the Volvo, but Acosta lost out big time. And now look at the slipstream there by Arrows Works. It's almost like he's pressed the curves button, because that was insane, the amount of drive he got through there. Round the outside, confident pass by Arrows Works into P6, and Acosta still looking to try and get to P7. But fuel could still be an issue here in 10th. Well, the 10th lap of the race, if drivers have underfueled, it's going to be absolutely critical now. Smarties, oh, Acosta there, got the door slammed straight in his face. He broke his nose. We've got a car off. Is that Tribal? Tribal's out of fuel. Tribal in 12th. Great Northern's out on lap number 8. Lap number 9's Tribal. Is this a sign of things to come for the Volvos? So Tribal in trouble. What about Kobayashi and company? More importantly, the entire top 3 are all Volvos. If there was to be an issue right now, it could be absolutely costly. Oh, the entire top 4 are Volvos. I don't think after halfway through lap number 1, many people would have thought that would have been the case. But nonetheless, they're wrong, and here it is. So another lap completed, and I'm trying to keep an eye on the Volvos, because I know that if they lose fuel, it could be absolutely devastating to their race. I mean, there's no second chances here. If you do not finish inside the top 3, you will not be racing tomorrow evening, and that is not what these drivers want at all. We'll see if they can maybe just get away with it here. It's not exactly for certain, but and what can WTTN do then? He's trying to still challenge Tomcat for the lead, but to no avail just yet. Hoppo is actually all over the back of his Ganj. I thought on it he would drop away. So Hoppo, I thought, would drop away much quicker than he has, and Ganj has not been able to ride off into the sunset like a heroic cowboy movie. He's really struggled here. Acosta is probably the biggest struggler out there, though. I mean, he's 7 at the moment. He's not been able to get his head down and pass Arrows Works. But that's it for the battles at the moment, though. As we say, still only 2 retirements, Great Northern and Tribal, 2 Volvos out of the race, as Tomcat sets off for the penultimate time today around this gorgeous reverse Zandvoort circuit. 2 seconds clear of WTTNN, and Ganj in 3rd, Hoppo in 4th, and about 0.5 of a second slower there as well. The Flow's in P5 and actually going quicker than Hoppo, but 16 seconds away. I think it's too little too late for the Javier Villa BMW. Arrows Works P6. Acosta still maybe there with a chance of breaking into the top 6. Now, so the total heat time does decide the reserve drivers as well, so we'll see how that affects it. Acosta's got to try and push his way through Works, so it's still a bit to play for. Even if it's not top 3, there are still consequences to where you do finish in this heat race. So the reserve positions are all decided due to overall race time. What can Acosta do? Is he got enough to see it through past Works or no? Tomcat makes his way towards the end of the lap. WTTNN following. Engange safely in third now after Popo finally drops back like we predicted. But look at Works now on the back of Acosta. I mean, look at this. This is where the action is. Acosta's flung it round the outside. And Works still trying to get it back on the inside. Look how tight the racing is there. They're side by side. And Works on the inside in the Volvo. Acosta's been pushed wide. And he's going to go on the inside downhill. And look at the affirmation there. Acosta somehow gets that BMW in front. Towards the end of the lap, Acosta keeps his head down. Works trying to sneak to the inside in the Volvo to take the position back while he still can. The BMW's going to get one hell of a drive down the main straight. Now to the inside he goes. And Works' counter-attack starts now. He's got the position done. So Works does finally get it past Acosta, but can Acosta get it back or no? He's going to get to the inside and he's vying for it, isn't he? With everything he's got, every ounce of energy, every bit of focus, concentration, sweat, emotion, adrenaline being poured into that BMW, used in unison with the engine. And the faster the pistons turn, the faster his heartbeat rises. And Works will be so nervous right now. The edge of his seat as Acosta is all over that rear end. But Tomcat now 4 seconds clear. And out to the final corner in a circumstance where he may not have predicted it. He started a bit further down the order than he would have liked. But sometimes fate has its tricky ways of showing you what you're destined to be. And Tomcat is destined to race tomorrow as he wins the heat. Second place WTTNM1. Third place is Engange. Fourth Popo CZ. So your 3 graduates for tomorrow. Tomcat, WTTNM1 and Engange, who rescues a pole position drive that turned into somewhat a rescue mission. Popo takes 4th, the Flow 5th, Acosta brings home the BMW ahead of Works. Smarties 8th, Diamondback 9th, Kobayashi 10th, Bolinas 11th, Tribal 12th and 13th, and out of the race for himself in Great Northern. But what a heat race that was. We thought that was exciting. Wait until the race tomorrow for our next edition of the Midweek World Touring Car Championship. It's going to be a thriller, and don't forget there's a lot to be decided. Thank you so much for tuning in. From myself, Liam Jenkins, I'll see you shortly.